Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sterling Live. My name is Caitlin Brower. I am Sterling's social media manager, and Sterling Live is our live stream show. Every single week, we come to you live, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. It's usually at 1 p.m. Eastern, but we're giving you guys a little special one today. I'm just looking at something right now. We're having a little bit of an issue on LinkedIn right now, so that's okay. We will get through it. But yeah, so we do come to you live every single week. We are here on a Friday today at 12 p.m. Eastern, so a little bit of a different spin this week, but that's okay. I am so happy, though, to be with Colleen Culkin today. She's our head of people operations, and we are going to be discussing Stress Awareness Month. Now, Colleen, thank you so much for joining me today. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience?
Sure. Hi, everybody, and hello, Caitlin. I am so excited to be joining today to our live audience. As Caitlin mentioned, I am the head of people operations here at Sterling, and I've been with the company for about 2.5 years now. I sit in the New York area, and here at Sterling, I manage benefits, compensation, and our internal HR systems and data and analytics. Benefits are definitely near and dear to my heart, so I'm really excited today to talk about how our benefits can help everyone and definitely highlight how they can enhance our day-to-day lives, especially during Stress Awareness Month.
No, that's great. And again, thank you for joining me. It's going to be a tremendous conversation. It looks like we're back up and running on LinkedIn too. So very happy about that for sure. So I do want to remind our audience that you can ask questions. So if you do go in the comment section across Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, you can just go ahead and submit your questions for Colleen, and I will send them over to her as I see fit throughout the show. So let's go ahead and get started. I do want to do a basic overview first. So April is Stress Awareness Month. So can you explain what this is, what this means to our audience?
Sure. So I recently learned that stress awareness had a whole month dedicated to it. And I think it's really great because stress is everywhere in the world, from work to school to home, and bringing attention and awareness to its existence is really important for so many reasons, but most importantly to support each other by knowing everyone experiences stress, and some more than others, but to kind of enable us to strive to create productive environments for each other. Also to learn from each other, so we can learn coping mechanisms by talking about stress and learn stress relieving techniques from others' experiences. And then finally, to provide safe outlets for each other, our friends, our colleagues, our family, for when things do get overwhelming, to kind of know what people are going through and know how to react and know how to give them a safe environment.
Yeah, I'm really happy that you brought up, the outlets and safe environment and, being able to talk to your friends, family, coworkers, things like that, because, stress does comes a lot. And even now more so that a lot of us are remote and, we're kind of adapting to new lifestyles, whether it is professionally or personally, it's, stress could be a little bit higher at this time. So it's important to identify those outlets. So I think that's great that you brought that up. So you personally, do you have any best practices that help you reduce stress?
Yeah, so really good question. So long-term stress management, I think like all of us, I try to eat healthy, I try to drink lots of water, and I try to exercise often, but I think we all know that that's a bit tough to keep up with all the time. So a realistic goal for me is I try to take a walk every day, and it's really extremely helpful. I don't know if it's the fresh air or the 30 minutes to take a break from my busy day, but it does help me stay relaxed and focused. However, in high stress situations, I actually learned a technique called box breathing, which is a way to calm and kind of slow your breathing, which will help relax your body and then in turn help relax your mind. So for those of you wondering, to box breathe, you actually breathe in your nose slowly for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and then let it go for 4 seconds. And you just continue to repeat that until you realize that your body is kind of relaxing and calming down.
I love that practice, and I think it's great. I think it's funny. I think during high stress times, people might forget to breathe, so it's important to actually sit back and look. But I definitely have done that before. I love taking a walk, just stepping away when things, really do get stressful. Kind of like, and both of those, I think they really ground you. So it's definitely good there. So yeah, so that's great. And I think our audience will definitely take that best practice. I thought it was definitely great advice there. So let's talk a little bit about how Sterling helps our employees. And, in regards to, given that it is Stress Awareness Month, like what are certain things that, really do help our employees? So my first question to you is, which vendors do we work with that offer specific support, for stress, mental health, etc.?
Sure. So as I kicked off this live with, benefits are near and dear to my heart. So I'm very happy to talk about our vendors and what's available. And I think it's really important to highlight these resources and these vendors because sometimes employees don't necessarily know what's available until it's a time of need. And then everything's stressful and rushed. So it's really important to highlight these maybe in a low stress environment so everyone knows who they are, who to call, and when. So a few offerings I do want to highlight through our U.S. benefits program. The first one is Aetna, which many people have heard of. That is our medical provider. And they actually provide 2 programs to help with stress management and mental health. The first is called an Able To program. So this program is for employees experiencing anxiety, depression, or any other mental health needs. Employees can call in, enroll in this program through Sterling, and Aetna proactively reaches out to employees who may have received a new diagnosis or who are dealing with any stressful health situations that Aetna can kind of flag on their side. So they proactively make sure to help our employees. Also, Aetna has a behavioral health program. And through this program, they provide resources and tools to help basically self-check your mental health. They give tips for healthy living. They even provide support and resources for caregivers through way of, resources online as well as videos and access to a community. So people going through or people that have went through the exact same experience or something similar that you may be dealing with. A little bit more on the medical side, we have a provider called Teleduck. And Teleduck is 24/7 virtual access to healthcare. So you can call in any day, anytime, and schedule an appointment to speak to a board-certified doctor. And this is a great benefit, especially as we're all working from home, because you don't have to leave your home. You don't have to go through an extensive search of who are the doctors, who's in network, what do I even do? You just kind of call.
Very convenient.
Exactly. It's a one-stop shop there. So it's really, really helpful. And more helpful through Teledoc is we actually have an additional service called Teledoc Mental Health, which gives our employees their access to, and their family members, access to schedule phone or video calls with therapists and psychiatrists. So if you do need that help, there are resources out there, and there are resources out there virtually during the pandemic. Just to hit on globally, we also have employee assistance programs everywhere where we have employees here at Sterling.
Yeah, no, so I think that's great. And I'm happy that we do partner with a lot of vendors and providers that give, it's not just like certain like medical things. If something like physically happens to you, like there is a lot of mental, components to it. So I think everything that you listed is great. And we are truly grateful that we do work for a company like Sterling that has this for our employees. So speaking of employee assistance programs, I know you just mentioned that. Can you define that for our audience?
Sure. So it's a bit of a broad definition, luckily. So commonly referred to as an EAP, this program is really a resource for anything you could need assistance with in life. So it has resources for personal, work, job, health, really emotional well-being. You can contact your local EAP. So like I said, here at Sterling, we have a local EAP in every country that we have employees in, and you can ask them for help or resources in finding a doctor, writing a will, college planning, finding elder care, buying a home. So really anything life throws your way, I bet the EAP resource can help you find a helpful contact or a helpful toolkit to help you navigate that situation.
I think that's a great resource to have. And again, I'm very happy that, a company like Sterling has it from a global scale too. So we do have it in, all the regions where we are as employees. That's great. So EAP specifically, like how, in regards to stress and stress awareness, what are some key areas of an EAP that, address stress specifically?
Sure. So I'll speak directly to our US EAP, and it has three main resources that I think directly relate to stress. The first is they have some consulting services. So we have unlimited 24/7 access to consultations with master's or doctorate level counselors, and that's for any employee at Sterling and their household members. So anyone is able to call in and get the help that they need when they need it. Now, some of us do want that face-to-face counseling, and that's important. And we do have up to 3 visits per employee and per household member per year through this program. We also offer bereavement support, tobacco cessation coaching, really anything that you need to support your mental health. We have those consulting services through this program. The second that I kind of alluded to in my definition of EAP is they have work-life assistants. So they have what they call work-life specialists or subject matter experts in like all things life. So you can call in for family, health, well-being, balancing work and life, and they'll help you get to those resources that you need to navigate through the situation you're in. And then finally, we know stress can come from all different outlets. So we want to be sure to provide that type of support in all different facets. And that's why the third pillar here is actually legal and financial support, because personal finances definitely can lead to stress. So our EAP actually has legal consultations, they have financial coaching, they even have identity theft specialists available. If you think you may have had your identity stolen, you can go ahead and call and they can walk you through the process. So like I said, I really support calling an EAP for anything that you're kind of like, this is stressful and I don't know what to do, and they may be able to point you in the right direction.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And again, so many different areas that, something like an EAP can provide. There's so many ways in which they can help, and that's great. I do think bringing up the financial and the legal part of it is super important. That was a great example because big areas that could definitely lead to stress. So to have a program in place to where employees can get their questions answered and just get any advice they can, I think that's great. So specifically to one of our vendors, so you did already mention Aetna and a lot of the great stuff they provide there. So Health Advocate is one of our vendors. What do they provide for our employees?
So Health Advocate really provides support for all things healthcare. So they believe that the healthcare world can be confusing, and they are kind of there to help you navigate it because health situations are stressful enough. You don't need to add the stress of, is the doctor in network? Is the bill correct? How do I find a second opinion? How do I find a doctor in the first place? You don't need to compound stress on top of what already might be a stressful situation. So you can call in there for access to their nurse and benefit team for billing issues, finding local doctors, questions on your prescriptions, and basically anything to coordinate your benefits. They are available quite often, so please feel free to call in. Like I said, to help manage those daily medical needs that you don't want that extra stress with. Let them help you through it.
Right. Put the stress on someone else. No, just kidding. But again, just another great resource that we do provide our employees. So speaking of, great resources, we supply our employees with, have you received feedback from our employees, around these benefits and a lot of these offerings that we do provide them?
Yes, so these benefits have been hugely helpful to our employees. However, we find that sometimes employees don't realize that these are available until a time of need. So if you haven't been through one of these stressful situations, you might not know that these are here. So I'm glad you're tuning in, and I'm glad we're talking about it, because even in these non-urgent or non-stressful situations, these benefits are a great supplement to everyday life. And maybe they'll prevent stress later on if we're prepared with these tools and resources now.
Absolutely. And again, while we are talking about stress awareness, this is bringing great awareness too to what Sterling provides. And I hope, if our employees are watching right now, they can, after this, just get educated a little bit more, because there are so many great resources available. So this, again, is great. So let's take a look into the future and where we're going as an organization, in regards to, benefits, helping our employees, stress awareness and things like that. So what else does Sterling offer to our employees? And is there anything, big on our radar in the future?
Sure. So in May, so just a couple short weeks away in the US, we're actually going to pilot some yoga and mindfulness sessions for our employees. And we're trying to find ways to fit opportunities into our daily lives to encourage our employees to get up, move, relax, breathe, because we find that these are typically things that you forget to do while working from home all day. So we really want to be sure we're providing those experiences to our employees to promote stress and mental health. Promote stress awareness, not promote stress and mental health. The next thing is, earlier in the pandemic, we actually started hosting small sessions around the world, asking our employees, how are they doing? Asking our employees to open up honestly about how they're feeling and what they need. And from a people and culture perspective, this helped us understand where our employees were and what we could do to help support them. So we're continuing these frequent check-ins, as well as we've launched many employee resource groups to be sure all of our employees feel included, feel supported, and feel heard.
Yeah, no, definitely great for sure. And I'm excited for those yoga classes. So I'm ready for those for sure. Just great things to test, to try, with our employees and see. So I'm really happy that, we have a lot of exciting stuff on the radar in addition to everything that we have now, which is so incredible. So next month, so right now it's Stress Awareness Month. Next month is actually Mental Health Awareness Month. So the month of May, that is, Mental Health Awareness Month. So how are we, tying all of these benefits that we just spoke about or anything else into next month to further help our employees?
Sure. So as I kind of started this off with, I think the key to these benefits and the coordination is communication and awareness, to bring these benefits to light and be sure our employees know about them and know how to use them. Because the better prepared our employees are, the better they'll be able to cope in times of need. So we'll continue these communications and we'll continue these conversations so our employees have this toolkit in their back pocket, or I guess their front pocket if they need it today, so that they're really well prepared to manage their stress when the situations arise. Because in life, the situations will arise. So we want to be sure everyone's as prepared as possible. And then to help us continue to grow and enhance our offering, I know benefits and wellness companies are changing every single day and enhancing their offerings. So please feel free to bring any ideas or for benefit enhancements or vendors or programs. Please feel free to send them our way, and we're absolutely happy to take a look at them and see if they fit into our current offering.
Yeah, and I do love that too, that, our team is open to new ideas and everything like that. So I think that's a great point there for sure, to have our employees know like that we're open to ideas. I'll keep that in mind too. But yeah, so at this time, I do want to let our audience know that you still can ask questions across Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. If you go ahead in the comment section, you can go ahead and ask a question for Colleen if you have one. As we wait for any potential questions to come in though, we have had a tremendous conversation over the last 20 minutes or so. And it's truly great to see everything that Sterling does provide our employees, just to, as we're looking into this month and looking into stress in the future, how we can manage it and how we look at it. We are aware of it, and just seeing how our employees can cope with it and just be the best, the best workers we can be, our best selves, and everything like that. So it's truly been an amazing discussion. So as we wrap up the show, do you have, any final thoughts for our audience?
I would just, as I mentioned, I encourage everyone to kind of open that toolkit and see what's there. Sign up for the benefits today, so you can use anything to help you kind of prepare for any such stressful situations. And I bet that once you're prepared and you have everything ready, it'll make those stressful situations a lot less stressful. And I also encourage you to bring ideas up, because everyone is different and the way everyone copes with situations are different. And we strive to make our offering really fit everybody and make sure we have an outlet for everyone. So if you have any ideas or anything you need, please feel free to, if you're a Sterling employee, reach out to me. But if you're not, reach out to your people and culture department. I'm sure they'll be open to adding things that will help their employees.
Truly a great way to wrap up the show. And yes, everyone, let's try to manage stress in the best way that we can. Let's keep the awareness going all month long, but then after April as well. But yes, so Colleen, thank you so much for joining me today. I know our audience definitely took a lot away from this episode. I took a lot away from this episode, but you've been a tremendous guest. Again, for our audience, across Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, we do go live every single week. Next week, actually, we are at a special time as well. So I know today we were on Friday at noon Eastern time. Next week, we will be live talking about social media screening, actually. So it's next Tuesday, but it's at 9 a.m. Eastern. So if you are on the East Coast, wake up a little bit early and join me. You'll see who our guests are next week. But yes, Colleen, again, thank you so much. This was truly helpful. And we had a tremendous discussion.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Of course. Thank you, everyone.